Lido Loca presents Cruise News and Views. It's cruise news time. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views. Well, it's for your face. It's for your face, and it is December the 8th, 2022, and I am on location on the world's largest cruise ship, Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. I'm on a 2-day trade event. It's the first time I've ever been on a trade event, and it's wild, y'all. Let me tell you that. Experienced some really amazing things yesterday. I'm going to be happy to share it with you over the next few days, but a lot to talk about today. We've got cruise news, including a city who is buying gifts for a cruise line to keep them happy. Maybe I'm reading too much into that story, but what kind of gift do you think a city would buy a cruise line to keep it happy? And how much? I'll tell you all about it. But first, let's talk other cruise news. Cruise news story number 1. We have the cruise line Oceania doing something that we haven't heard of from any other cruise line lately. They are bringing out their newest cruise ship early. We have seen story after story of cruise companies bringing out cruise ships late because of supply chain and inflation and, all kinds of other issues. Well, now we have Oceania inside of the Norwegian Cruise Line holding family saying, look, demand is high. We're going to bring our cruise ship out early, and they're making a big deal about it. But it's kind of funny because they're bringing it out 1 week early. I guess early's early, but 1 week early. A press release for 1 week early. I appreciate what they're doing. It's the founder cruise on the Oceania Vista. It's a cruise that's going to be hosted by the big man himself, Frank Del Rio, and it's going to be one of them sexy Mediterranean type cruises. This cruise was set to happen on May the 20th in 2023, but now it's going to happen on May the 13th. They're going to be going to Rome, Sorrento, Messina, Argostoli, Corfu, Dubrovnik, Zadar, and Venice. Like I said, it's a pretty sexy Mediterranean cruise. The Vista highlights 12 dining options, 1,200 guests served by 800 crew members. The standard cabin is 290 square feet, which is pretty big for a standard cabin. Penthouse suites they have. Owner's Vista Ocean Suites have a soaking tub. Concierge service. It's luxury, y'all. It's fancy. I did get a chance to tour some of the suites here on the Wonder of the Seas yesterday. This is why I don't do it, because I got FOMO so hard for some of these suites. I threw up a picture yesterday on the community saying, look, my bathroom has a toilet with no lid on it. Yes, I did know that was a bidet. That wasn't my bathroom. That was in one of the suites. And even though I get the FOMO looking at suites, it really does remind me that cruising is kind of diverse, not only in the people that go cruising, but also the different socio-economical strata of cruisers. There is a cruise price point for everyone out there. It's one of the most inviting forms of travel. I dig it. But how about that? Oceania coming out early. I shouldn't make fun of it. A week early is a week early. Calm down, Tony. A week early is a week early. Way to go, Oceania. One cool thing about the trade event is Starbucks. They don't charge you. I mean, they only give you these little cups, which is understandable. I don't know how you would overcome the small cup size. Cruise news story number 2. Let me ask you this personal question. Do you like a busy cruise port? Do you like to be at port with thousands of people? Well, I don't particularly, but maybe some people do. And there's a cruise port out there kind of, saying, hey, we did it. We built a cruise port where you can be with thousands of people at one time. Nassau, Bahamas, celebrating 2 days in a row where they serviced over 20,000 passengers. Doing the quick math, that is 40,000 passengers in 2 days. And while they're not done yet, the 2 days we're talking about, December the 5th and December the 6th, the new cruise port there in Nassau, received 2 Oasis-class Royal Caribbean ships. This ship, the world's largest cruise ship, the Wonder of the Seas and the Harmony of the Seas. They also hosted the Royal Caribbean Explorer of the Seas, Carnival's Elation, Celebrity Cruise Line Celebrity Reflection, and the Celebrity Beyond. And then the very next day, they had more Royal Caribbean ships, Independence of the Seas, Enchantment of the Seas, Mariner of the Seas, and Liberty of the Seas. And well, also that day, they had the Disney Wish and Carnival Liberty. 40,000 passengers over 2 days in Nassau, Bahamas. And if you've been to Nassau in the last year or so, you notice the significant construction going on. They're finishing up their brand new terminal that's getting ready to open up. It's going to be fantastical. And then a wild thing to think about, when they finish the construction there in Nassau, they will be able to host 3 Oasis-class cruise ships, making plenty of room for the world's largest cruise ships and flooding Nassau with cruise passengers. It really is a great opportunity for Nassau and the businesses there in Nassau. I know a lot of people are lukewarm about Nassau, and there's fun stuff to do in Nassau, certainly, but it will be interesting to see if this influx of opportunity, this influx of potential customers coming into that cruise port, with the cruise port being so evolved, will the surrounding commerce, the surrounding business, the surrounding tourism, will it rise? Will it rise to that level? What's your favorite thing to do in Nassau, or do you usually stay on the ship? Leave a comment below. Now, I got to tell you about the cruise port that's having a John Cusack say anything moment, hanging a boombox over their head, trying to court a cruise line. It's not a boombox. It's much more expensive than a boombox, but a couple more things to do. First, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you won't miss out on any of these episodes. We're marching our way, trying to get to 250,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Time is running short. We're almost 10 days into December of 2022, and so if you could, please consider subscribing, notification bell on. Thank you in advance. And look, one of the big reasons that I'm excited to be back on the Wonder of the Seas is to see whether or not the shows that were not ready on the inaugural sailing, whether they're good to go. And well, last night I saw Effectors 2, and I saw the full version of the Aqua Show, and it was amazing. Both of those were amazing. The technology involved, the athleticism of the Aqua Show, the talent of the performers, the voices of the singers. Let me give you, I think I can get this whole thing in here. I'm going to give you like a 2-minute, 3-minute Slackwire routine, and that way you get a little bit of a taste of the cruise life. This is from the Extreme Aqua Show, the Slackwire routine, and I'll be back to finish up the cruise news after this video. Pretty amazing. The slack wire on the right, I believe it was the same person. She walked the slack wire that's like 40 or 60 feet above the deck. I'll have more coverage of that. Do you love an aqua show? Do you love some circus arts? I do. All right, let's talk about the cruise city that is asking its citizens to pony up some money to keep their relationship with a cruise company strong. It's interesting. This cruise city only has cruising a few months out of the year, from October to May. It's not even year-round cruising, but the council there believes that the impact from cruising, the tourism that comes to this area, is so significant that, well, the city has to pony up, and it has to pay to play, and it has to invest in its cruising relationship to the tune of $5 million. Now, what are they going to do with $4.9 million? What are they going to do with $4.9 million? Well, all of that money will be earmarked to buy a new gangway for the cruise terminal in Mobile, Alabama. Roll Tide Roll, Alabama. So, yeah, Mobile, small city, small cruising city, one cruise terminal, some older facilities. One of the challenges with the current gangway is it breaks down. It's hard to source parts for the broken gangway. Sometimes it causes delay. And, well, again, they just have the one relationship with Carnival Cruise Line, and it's not even year-round. So how do you make it more enticing? Well, you fix up the facilities, and they're asking for $4.9 million to do this. There's already some pushback because that may be a little more expensive than what the market is paying for a new gangway. The project is to buy the new gangway, install the new gangway, remove the old gangway. I think they're going to remove the old gangway with that College Hunks junk removal place. I don't think that's true. What is that thing called? It's wild. It's wild the way that life and business works, and that there's a whole conversation about a $5 million gangway. But again, some of the opponents of spending this money are saying, aren't gangways cheaper than that? As a matter of fact, yes. There was a gangway that was put in place in Norfolk to also make that cruise port a little more sexy. $2.6 million for that one. And then Port Canaveral recently put a new gangway on one of the terminals there. $2.8 million. So, yeah, what's going on in Alabama? Yeah, should the city do it? Should they pay up? Should they pony up just for cruising for, I don't know, 5 months out of the year? Or should they risk it and risk losing their cruise lover, homage to Will Ferrell, cruise lover, by not spending the money? Sometimes you got to buy roses, or do the dishes. And, well, Mobile is trying to do both. What do you think? Leave a comment below. There's lots more to do in just a short period of time on the wonder of the seas, so I'm going to get out of here. Hope everybody is doing well. Make sure you check out this video next. This is Tony for Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido.